So what's up people, welcome to the new video, and in this video we will be talking about AWS CloudFormation. Like what is CloudFormation and what are the benefits of using CloudFormation, and we will go through a quick overview of CloudFormation, how we can provision resources of AWS using CloudFormation. So let's get started. So here you can see this is a quick introduction of CloudFormation. So what exactly is CloudFormation? It's nothing, it's just a infrastructure as code tool, right? So it is a IAC tool just like Terraform or Pulumi, right? We have other IAC tools in the market as well. So why we need to consider AWS CloudFormation? So this is another debate. It completely depends on your requirement, what you need. Let's say if you want to configure or provision only AWS resources, so you can consider CloudFormation for your IAC tool, right? So here you can see CloudFormation is a service provided by AWS that enables you to model provision your AWS infrastructure resource as code, right? So basically you can provision your resources of your AWS as code, right? So you can define your infrastructure in a declarative language using template. So here focus on this name, template. So in AWS, as if you are aware about Terraform, in Terraform we use HCL, HashiCorp configuration language, for defining our resources that we need to provision. So in AWS we call it a template. So a template is nothing, it's just like a file or a script. So it can be either YAML or a JSON format, and in this script we need to define our resources, like which resources we need to provision for AWS, right? So then CloudFormation take care of provisioning, managing and updating your resources for you. Now CloudFormation templates are written in YAML or JSON format, we know. Now it can include multiple resources such as EC2 instances, S3 buckets, or any AWS resource you can have only in your one template file. You can define your template file, and in that you can add your resources in a declarative form, right? And you can add conditions also between them, like dependencies between resources, so AWS CloudFormation provisions them in a correct order. So now let's talk about what is template. Template, we know that it is a declaration of the AWS resources that makes up a stack. So what is a stack? Stack is nothing, it's just a collection of AWS resources that we want to provision using CloudFormation. Now the template is stored as a text file whose format complies with the JavaScript object notation like JSON or YAML standard. So we have only two options, YAML and JSON. In this we can write our template files, and where we can store these template files, we can store S3 buckets, any version control system like GitHub or something. So AWS CloudFormation can directly take these files from S3 bucket. We can also use AWS CLI for creating a stack from a defined template in our local machine or somewhere. Also, we can upload the file directly in the CloudFormation console from our local, right? So we can upload the template files as well. Here resources, what are resources? So resources are just list of resource objects that we want to provision using CloudFormation. So in template we define the resources, right, that we want to create. So a resource declaration contains the resource attributes which are themselves declared as a child objects. So in every resource, first of all, the main object of any resource is type, right? Like which type of resource you want to create, right? So this is a syntax, this is a type syntax for every resource you need. Like AWS, after that you need to specify product identifier. So what is product identifier? It's nothing, it's just the product name that AWS offers, like EC2 or S3, right? And then resource type, let's say in EC2 you want to provision an instance, right? Or in S3 a bucket. So it's the resource type. So here you can see this is a sample template structure, you can see, and this is a YAML format, right? And in this we have specified the resources, hello bucket. So it is a just a id, it is not the name of the bucket, it is just a id of resource we want to provision. And here we have specified the type, so this resource type is bucket. So when we create this file, template file, and we will start creating a stack in CloudFormation by giving this template file to CloudFormation, right? CloudFormation. So CloudFormation will create a stack and it will create the bucket, right? It will create the bucket for us. And if we delete that stack, so it will also delete the bucket, right? So here you can see what is a stack. A stack is a collection of AWS resources that you can manage as a single unit. So all the resources in a stack are defined by the stacks AWS CloudFormation template. So in a template, whatever you define, that can be managed as a stack in as a single unit in a stack, right? So now let's go to CloudFormation console or AWS console, and here you can see like AWS CloudFormation model and provision all your infrastructure, right? So you can see AWS CloudFormation provides a common language to describe and provision all the infrastructure resources. So now how we can get started with CloudFormation? You just need to click on create stack here. So now when you click on this, it will ask you for the template. So template is the main concept here in CloudFormation. You need to provide template first when you are creating a stack. So in the template you specify or define your resources that you want to create using CloudFormation. So here there are three options. You can see use a sample template. So sample template is nothing these are some templates that AWS provide you to get started. Now here you can see template is ready. If your template is ready, you can provide the S3 URL. If you store your your template in AWS S3, so you can provide S3 URL, or you can upload your template file from your local machine, right? So now here we don't have any template file, and let's say I don't want to use any sample template. So there is another option, create template in designer. So now what is designer? So just click on this here. So now you can see this is a completely different kind of console here in AWS that's called designer. And what is it basically? So it is nothing, it is just kind of, you can consider as an editor for editing your template files for your CloudFormation, right? So there is a very amazing thing about this designer. When you click on template, so let's say I will click on YAML and I want to create a template. So I will add resources here. In resources, I will say first resource my hello bucket, right? And in this, first of all, what will be the object here in every resource? That will be type of my resource. So that type will be AWS S3 and bucket, right? I want to create a bucket here, right? And if I click now refresh here, so you will see in this this is a basically kind of a console or a kind of a interactive mode UI. Here you can see all your resources defined like as icons. You can see it is a very good interactive UI here. So you can see if I defined here hello bucket, so it is saying okay, you want to create your hello bucket. So it will give you your complete stack here, right? Like what you want to create, what you are going to create. So now let's say if I add another resource here also, let's say I am adding second bucket, right? So and I will add type here the same AWS S3 bucket. Now I will refresh it. So now you can see it is saying okay, now you have two buckets in your stack that you are going to create. So now I have created my this template file. Now I want to run it using CloudFormation. Now I want to create these resources using CloudFormation. So now I will click here and I will click save template, and I want to save it to Amazon S3 bucket. I'm naming it let's say my first template, and I click on save. So it is saving it to a Amazon S3 bucket. So now it is saying your template has been saved in the following location. So you just copy this location, this URL of your image or of your template. Now here, click on here, template is ready, click Amazon S3 URL and add this URL here. Now click next, enter your stack name, let's say my first stack, click next. Now I will keep as default everything. Now just click on submit. So now when I click on submit, it is saying your first stack creation is in progress here. So if I go to resources, you can see my two resources are here, hello bucket and second bucket. So here you can see physical ID is nothing, it's just the name of the bucket that is creating. So this bucket name is auto assigned by AWS CloudFormation, that because I have not provided any name here, right? So you can see, and one of the best benefit of CloudFormation is this UI. You can see everything here, that is in creation, what is stack information, your resources, what are the resources you want to create, and you can also see outputs, parameters. So outputs are just output variables you want from the CloudFormation stack, and parameters are nothing, just input variables you want to assign to CloudFormation, right? And you can also see your template here, right? So now here you can see my two resources are created, one is hello bucket and one is second bucket. So now CloudFormation automatically assigned a name to my bucket. Now I want to change something in CloudFormation template, and I want that I will specify my own name to the bucket, right? So now what I can do is I can update the stack. So just click here, update, and it is saying use current template, replace current template, or edit template in designer. So I will click on edit template in designer. I will click on view in designer. So now it's opening it, my template. So now I can see here. So now if I want to add some name of my bucket here, so what I can do, I can add properties to my resources here, and in properties I will add my bucket name, and I will say my first bucket using CloudFormation 123 or something, so that it will be unique. Now if I refresh it, so there is no change. Now I will just click here on save to Amazon S3 bucket, my first template dated. I will click on save. So it gave me a URL of my template. I will just copy it and go to replace current template. I will add that URL here. I will click on next, click next. Now next, just click on submit here. Now you can see update is in progress. So my stack is updating. Now it will delete the old bucket and it will create a new bucket here. So it is saying hello bucket creation is in progress, update in progress, and you can see now physical ID is my first bucket using CloudFormation 123. That is the property, like that is the bucket name I have provided. So now it will create the bucket name with this name that I have provided it. So now let's wait for some minutes. Let it create. So now it's saying update completed. So just click here. I can see my bucket is created. So this is the bucket that I have created using CloudFormation. So now how I can delete every resource in this stack, I can just delete the stack, and I will click on delete, and it is saying delete stack, my first stack permanently. So I will click on delete. So now it is saying delete initiated for this stack, and my stack will be deleted, right? So it is saying no stacks now. So that was a quick tutorial on CloudFormation, like what is CloudFormation, how you can use it. So the same kind of configuration you can apply to provision your other resources of AWS using CloudFormation. So thanks for tuning into my channel. I hope you found the content valuable. Don't forget to hit the subscribe button to stay up to date with our latest videos. Thanks again, and I will see you in the next video.